Hello everyone, today is the 18th of August 2021 and of course today is a Wednesday and welcome to the midweek market outlook. Alright, so let's just kick off with the dollar index. Alright, so for this week, right now you're looking at the weekly time frame. You can see that the dollar for the week itself has been pretty bullish. Alright, but we can still see that it is still kind of trading within the range right here. Alright, so as you can see in the weekly time frame, the US dollar has been plummeting all the way, right, ever since last year during the pandemic breakout. Came all the way down, and after which right now it is kind of trading within a range right here. As you can see, something like a descending triangle, but of course we also see that the price is the US dollar has been strengthening over the past few weeks, or in fact for the couple of months, right, because of a growing sentiment that the Federal Reserve may start to taper, right, and eventually it might even start to raise rate because of rising inflation, and of course their labor market is getting stronger as well. All right, but in any case, we want to understand that the market has been buying the dollar ever since there's this growing sentiment. So what might really happen after that when they really do announce the tapering? All right, things might go the other way around. All right, that is just a possibility. But when we look at the charts, okay, when we look at the technical aspects, okay, we want to see what are some of the levels that is very important, where it will show the dollar will continue to go up or not, right? So if you can look at this resistance level right here, all right, at about 93. This is especially important because this is the weekly resistance right here, and we saw that it has been resisted again as it climbed over to this level somewhere in mid-July. And right now, although we are seeing a very strong, a pretty strong bullish movement trying to break out of it, but just remember we are still in a week, and of course we got to wait until the end of this week for the candle to close. So even though it's coming very strongly and it seems to be breaking, we want to be really careful about this and wait for it to really close. Now let's say if the candle is really able to close right above the resistance level at 93, yes, I think that might be a good chance for the price to go even higher. And then we'll have to look at what are some of the other important resistance level. Obviously, at a glance, this is definitely the most important one at about 94.5. But let's say if we go to daily time frame, all right, we do see that there are also very important levels, like somewhere right here. You can see, right, a very a minor support right here. Price came down, pull back, all right, retest this level. So this is somewhere about 94. Let's see, 94.2 or 0.1. All right. So if let's say the price is able to close above 93, then I would say it would be best if you can close above 93.28 as well, because this is the previous high in the daily time frame. All right. So once it's able to close above this zone, all right, then we might be able to see the dollar climb even further into this level at 94.2 and possibly 94.5. Otherwise, if it close below, right, well, then we are essentially looking at this entire range again, right? Meaning to say the price may continue to go down again to the bottom of the range. Now if that's the case, then a few levels to take note, but I would say that this level right here is very important. All right, you can see this is a very clear demand zone. All right, in my case, if you pull a Fibonacci from the swing low to swing high, that should be at 61.8%, or in between 61.8 and 78.6% level. All right, so that is the very key level to look out for. Of course, if it goes down even lower, understand that within this entire range itself, I always like to look at the equilibrium level. Where is the middle of the range? Right, and that is about 91.5. So that will be the next level that we have to look out for. Of course, we can go into the weekly time frame and take a look at it. You can see that, right, the support is always somewhere right here at 91.6 to be more precise. Okay, so that is for the dollar. All right, and let's move on to the euro against US dollar. All right, so for the euro against US dollar, I'm not sure if you guys still remember, but I just want to remind you guys that so that you have something in the back of your mind, which is if we go all the way back to the monthly time frame, all right, always remember that in the monthly time frame, the monthly trend line has been broken months ago, right? Broken months ago, and after which we have been seeing a price being supported at about 1.17 for a couple of months already, and right now we are seeing the price has come back down again and retest this level. So again, this is a very important level, because after the breakout of a major trend like this, definitely no, the market may continue to go up from here. All right, and I mean, it has ended a so-called bearish trend after the breakout, and we have been seeing support. Okay, but anyway, for this week, right, let's look at the weekly time frame. So we now know that 1.17 is a very important level, and in the weekly time frame, right, based on the closing price, it's about 1.1750. Right, what does it means is that if, let's say, for this week, right, because right now we are still seeing support, right, although it does seems like it's about to break, but it hasn't really break. All right, so even if it breaks down today, but if it pulls back later on Thursday, Friday, and it actually goes all the way up and close above, then it's telling us that this level, right, is still a very strong demand, and they are still buying, buyers coming in to buy. So therefore, we got to look at it and see if, let's say, for the week itself it closed above, then yes, the next following week we want to continue to buy. Right, we'll talk about it more in our weekly forecast, but just for today, right now it is still being supported, and in the 4-day time frame throughout the entire Euro session, it still seems to be kind of supported as well. So just understand that we are now at the bottom of an entire range, in very important support 1.17. Therefore, there's a good chance the price may continue to go up, going all the way right into the 1-hourly time frame. All right, we are seeing some a bit of range right here, and the price is now climbing higher. Lows and highs are starting to get a little bit higher as well. So at a glance, you can see that this area right here, all right, seems to be a pretty important daily demand. All right, so if, let's say, going into after the Euro session, going to US session, the price is still supported right here, I think we can definitely try going for the buy right here. And you can see that for the day itself, the euro dollar hasn't really moved. Right, I'm talking about the main volume, the main direction hasn't really come out yet. So now that throughout the Asia to Euro session, we are seeing price still going up, but it came back down for the retest. And if, let's say, it's able to get supported into the US session, you can definitely try to buy from here. And just try to aim for, like, between 30 to 50 pips, because that's the average movement. So if you're doing day trading, that is where you want to look at. But of course, but if, let's say, we just talk about how far can it actually goes, obviously right here is an important supply zone. All right, you can see price came down. All right, it got supported. Why did it got supported? Because there's actually a rising trend line here. So it got supported, but definitely I think there will be buyers coming in, right? So if buyers came in and the price did not go up and it went all the way down, these buyers are being trapped. So therefore created a important demand zone in the 4-day time frame. So the highest we definitely want to look at or to really take profit. Let's say you're doing swing trading, this is where you really want to exit your trade. And I mean, if you just pull a trend line, it does have some kind of confluence. So somewhere at about 1.7060, you got to watch out, but for the highest level, about 1.17. And of course, you can always pull out a Fibonacci. Right, it's really that simple. Just apply a few tools together and see what are the confluences, and you know where exactly it can actually reach if, let's say, it goes in this direction. All right, but anyway, if, let's say, the price were to close below, right, so for today, if it closed below, all right, don't be too don't rush into selling, right? Because if you rush into selling and the weekly candle hasn't closed, it can still shoot all the way back up, and by the time the weekly candle goes and if it closes above, you are going to be trapped as a seller. All right, so just be very careful. All right, so that's the part for the Euro US dollar. All right, moving on. All right, we have the gold. Wow, I have so many drawings right here. Let me just remove them all, and Well, let's look at the monthly time frame. All right, it's been sometimes I haven't been looking at the monthly time frame, but wow, now that I look at the monthly time frame, we can definitely see a very strong support, right? Strong buying, right, at 1700, right, or to be more precise, about 1710. Sorry, 1707. Okay, this is the very key support level in the monthly time frame. Going to weekly time frame, of course, we can just kind of adjust it a little bit. That will give us somewhere at about 1.69. 1.1698. So on average, that's going to be about 1700. Okay, so 1700, very strong support. In any case, let's look at it. Right, last week, see how the candles closed very strongly. In fact, every time we see a very strong pin bar like this, you see right here as well, it can actually help to push the price a lot higher. Essentially creating a very strong bullish trend for the next couple of weeks, right? So and you can see that the price actually closed right at the support here, the weekly support here, right? 1762. This is a very, very strong support, I would say. In fact, if I were to pull it backwards, you can see there is a lot of support near this level as well. So this is definitely a very strong support that we have to watch out for. So right now, if we go into the daily time frame, all right, we saw that the gold has been trying to recover. Okay, we can pull out trend line. Obviously right here is very important as well, a strong resistance, because this is the neckline, obviously a neckline of a double top. So this at 1796, very important resistance. In fact, yesterday we have seen the price being resisted and came down already, right? So in this case, right, now you got to understand that we are in terms of short term wise. If you go all the way to the 1 hourly time frame, definitely we are seeing strong resistance at the top. It's not that easy to break, right? And if we are looking at daily time frame, we are looking for intraday trades, all right? It doesn't matter whether it will eventually whether the price will eventually break higher or what. Okay, it really doesn't matter, because we are only interested in, on the day itself, can I actually capture a down wave, a downtrend. All right, it doesn't matter if it can goes all the way down or not, as long as it's able to fulfill a certain daily average volume. Like for the gold, if let's say I'm just aiming for 50 pips, I think it's very achievable, because on average gold can go up to 100 pips or even more, right? If it trends, you can go up to 200 pips or even 300 pips, right? Easily. All right, so if let's say for today, if the price were to pull it were to go up again and retest this level, I would say 1794.7, right? Maybe just try to, sorry, 1790, I cannot see the price very clearly, but okay, 1795. All right, or even at, I would say right here, 1793.6 will be a very good price to try to sell again, because for today in the 1 hour time frame, obviously we haven't really see a very obvious trend right here. So if it's able to come back and retest and essentially into the US session, it's still resisted right there, you can definitely try to go for the sell, right, for the intraday, in for about 50, between somewhat 50 to 70 pips. I think that will be very achievable, right? Coming back to this level is already 50. Okay, if it goes down to this level, obviously this is a pretty strong support at 1784. That's already 80 pips. All right, so yeah, I'm talking about this support important, right? Or if you just come back to this to today's support level based on the 1 hour time frame, it will be pretty good as well. Okay, so just wait for the opportunity. Of course, if let's say the price came down again, but that will be another story. You can see there's a trend line going on right here. If it goes down even more, it's going to break this trend line. All right, then in a short term wise, we might want to look to sell for another price to sell again, and try not to go for buy. But in any case, if you want to buy still, well, there's still a chance. Obviously, this is a pretty nice, resistance and support level. So 1781 is where you can try to buy again, right? For the day trading, right? So that's for the gold. Let's move on to the US 100, the NASDAQ. Alright, for the NASDAQ, right, wow, I mean, for the past few days or weeks, right, it has been stuck within this range, right? Obviously, it's been stuck within this range. The resistance is at, 15,180. let's just put it right there. And the support, right, somewhere right here, very important support, 1484. Of course, we want to take note of this level as well, right, because there's support as well at about 1500. Maybe that will be the equilibrium of this entire range, right? You can see resistance turn support, so important level. Right, so right now what's happening, we are seeing that sellers has been coming in, right? Every time the price try to goes up, okay, it got rejected, came down, went up again. This time around forming a lower high, got rejected again, and the lows are getting lower as well. It does seems that there is a growing sentiment to actually sell NASDAQ right now. Right, so having these levels in mind, let's go to 4 hourly time frame. Right now in the 4 hourly time frame, well, for the past, for today itself, after it came all the way down, it has been trying to recover. Very strong selling right here, definitely. And now we are seeing a little bit of resistance at 1500. All right, around the price of 15,000 is still around this region. So let's see. Obviously, I think this level, 15,038. All right, pretty good support. May turn into resistance as well. Maybe just shift back a little bit. Yeah, I think this will be 15,040. It will be very nice. And into the 1 hourly time frame. Well, into the 1 hourly time frame, I'll say that the important level is actually right here. Right, support came, break all the way down, came all the way up, found support then before it breaks again. So 15,073, in my opinion, is where I want to sell actually. Because why? If it's, let's say if it's able to go up, right, based on the previous trend, this will be, if you understand anything about AB goes to CD, so this will form something like AB goes to CD, completes a pullback pattern, and then we can see if the price still continues to get resisted, we can then go for the sell. All right, so let's see if it's able to climb further. Maybe not today, maybe by today, once it reaches level, it's really not the time to sell yet. We might need to wait for tomorrow, or maybe tonight, because we have the federal meeting, right, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, let's just quickly look at the economic calendar. Yes, retail sales, where is it? Maybe I should go to Forex Factory. Yes, alright, Thursday, August 19. Alright, later on, right? Because this is Wednesday, later at night, 2 a.m. With the FOMC meeting minutes. So a lot of things can really happen. Alright, so just want to take note of that. Alright, just be very careful of it. Let's come back to the chart again. Alright, so this is what I'm looking at if I were to look to sell. I don't think I want to sell anywhere around here. The first level, maybe 15,040 is where I want to sell. Otherwise, a better price to actually, for me, the best price to sell is at 15,070. And of course, you pull a Fibonacci, that should be about close to 78.2 or 78.6, or rather is in between 61.8 and 78.6. I will feel a lot more comfortable to sell at this level for sure. Okay, and if you just pull out a trend line, well, obviously there's a lot of confluence right here. Alright, so if we were to sell again based on the daily volume, okay, find a comfortable amount that you think it will be a lot achievable and go for that. Okay, so that's for the NASDAQ. Alright, next, let's take a look at the WTI. Wow, now we are looking at the daily time frame. This is really interesting. The price at 66.3 is a very important level, super strong resistance and super strong support, right? And right now, the price is sitting at 66. Right, so if we go to the weekly time frame for this week, it will be definitely very important. Alright, to see if the weekly candle can close below or still stay supported at at 63.3 right here. Okay, now let's come back to the daily time frame. Now in the daily time frame, well, obviously, right, multiple supports from here. They are very strong rebound, a very weak one, but it takes a few days for the price to come back down again. Right now we are seeing support is kind of forming an inside bar formation, which is in short is a reversal signal for the price to go higher. I think this is very possible. If let's say the price goes up, alright, first level, of course we want to take note of this. Right, 69.3, important resistance. And if it goes higher, I would say right here, is very important as well. Right, you can see it has been a very strong support and resistance for this entire range, and therefore 71.8 is the next one we're going to look at. I mean, if I were to just pull a trend line, and there will be confluence right here if let's say the price goes all the way to this level. So going to the 4-hourly time frame, because we want to look at today or in the subsequent days, what are the levels we can look out for. Now in the 4-hourly time frame, right now we have a pretty strong support right here. There was a downtrend. All right, there was a downtrend here, kind of breaking upwards already. Okay, let's look at the 1-hourly time frame. Okay, so in the 1-hour time frame, we want to take note of this level, this resistance here, 67.5. Now I would say this, based on the daily time frame and how strong it has been supported, I am definitely looking to buy more than I want to sell. In fact, yesterday I already did one buy for the US oil at this price. Right, because why? This is somewhere at 61.8%. You can see, right, touches, went up, and I just bought it, and of course there's a pullback pattern right here. So it went up, right, touches this resistance level, I exited already. So I mean, that's for day trading. Now price came back down, right? It came back down a slightly break below, but did it actually go even lower? No, right? It rebounded off, came back, re-supported, retested, and then it went up. So I think it is showing the buyer is definitely stronger in this case. So for today, right, I would say that if we can see the price, revisit this level, why? Price came down, range within this area where the resistance is at 66.7, went up and found support at the same level, 66.7. So let's say going to US session, the price came down and is able to find supports right here, we will have a chance to actually buy. And just for today itself, I think the actual trend hasn't really came out. For the US oil, it can easily go to 100 pips. Now let's see. Yes, it's about 100 pips. So if the price came down, right, well, maybe you don't want to go for 100 pips, because as for today, let's say if I were to look at the swing though, to this swing high, it's already 80 pips, not really that nice to actually trade. Maybe we just wait for the price, find support, and if we were to go in, you might just want to aim to take profit before 67.5, maybe somewhere right here. Okay, 67.3, that would be exactly 100 pips, right, from the swing low to the swing high, right, or about 90. Right, so you can somewhere as it reaches this level, if you see that the buying momentum is getting weaker, you might want to just close it. Otherwise, this 7.5 is still very achievable. All right, because sometimes if it really trends over 200 pips, 300 pips is not a issue. It's not that high at all. In fact, the average is actually about, I would say, easily above 120. Alright, so if you still want to aim to take profit at like 67.5, if let's say the market give you the opportunity, came down and retest 66.7, right, I think it's pretty fine if you want to aim to take profit at 67.5. Right, so that is for the US oil. And last but not least, let's talk about the Bitcoin. Now for the Bitcoin, alright, there's really a lot of drawings. I think I draw something like this. Yes, in a weekly time frame, just a quick sharing. Does it look similar to you? Very similar, right? So right now, price came up, alright, and now it's resisted. Yeah, there's already rejection, right, from this neckline level, just like what happened back here, the neckline level. Alright, price came up, alright, a bit reaching that, and it started got rejected and came down, and have a really long downtrend before it then goes parabolic again. So the same thing could happen for Bitcoin. I'm not going to talk about the fundamental for today, but let's just having that in mind. We now know that this level right here, alright, in the daily time frame, right, obviously strong support right here, turn resistant, and we are already seeing resistance right now at 48,000. Okay, 48,000, and of course we also have a support level right here at 44,300. So 44,300. Now we are seeing support. Okay, So let's see. I think the entire uptrend is still there, or maybe if we just pull out a trend line right here, we are still seeing some kind of supports right here. So well, if let's say you want to go for a intraday buy, I think it is still possible, right? In the 1 hourly time frame, there's support already. Let's say because the trend hasn't really came out yet, if it comes down again, try to retest this level itself. I think you can definitely consider to buy. Otherwise, just wait for it to retest the support level right here, 44,600. You can definitely go for the buy. But for me, honestly, I'm looking at based on the bigger time frame right here, I'm getting more inclined towards selling than to buy. I know there's a lot of buying commotion or sentiment right there for the past few days or weeks, but based on what I know, it does seem that it has reached a very key resistance or supply level. So and we are already seeing the price being rejected. So for me, I want to go for sell as much as possible, and for me to do that, okay, in the 4 hourly, okay, let's take a look at daily time frame first. Well, based on the daily time frame, we can see there's important resistance right here, and then it turns support, right, came down to become a resistance again. In the 4 hourly time frame, if I were to just readjust this level or come out with a zone, this is a pretty big zone, 45,007 to 46,400. Alright, this is still a little bit too huge, but let's see if we go in the 1 hourly time frame. Okay, now in the 1 hourly time frame, if I were to just look at it right here, I would say that this level 46,400 is actually a better price for me to enter, right? If I just to pull a trend line, well, not really a confluence at all. But I would say that for now I can see this is actually quite a good price for me. But then again, if let's say I'm really expecting the price to go even lower and potentially right fall on this downtrend, I can just simply pull a Fibonacci from the high to the swing low. Alright, look at 61.8. Yes, there's actually rejection, sellers coming in at this level. So again, because we're talking about day trade, intraday trade, well, it doesn't matter that if it reaches this level, it came down, but it didn't go down all the way, eventually it goes up again. It really doesn't matter, because what we are interested in is that if it reaches this level, it's able to come down, right, just a bit, alright, and just enough to hit our targets for the day itself. That will be good enough. Alright, so I think if it comes up, alright, this level at 61.8% level, which is about 45,970, or maybe just 46,000. Alright, yeah, just move it a little bit. 46,000. Alright, if it's still resistant, alright, throughout the US session, then we can go for the sell. But otherwise, right now there's already a support and resistance level, so who knows that we can actually go for a sell again at this level. Now, to be honest, after looking at the Bitcoin markets, I don't really see a very potential level to actually go for it. Alright, but if let's say it goes to 46,000, then then for today it might have moved a little bit too much. Alright, so if let's say for today it really went up, so okay, for today maybe we are not going to trade Bitcoin at all, but let's say if after today it really went up, okay, then tomorrow onwards we can observe for resistance, right, within this region, okay, within this region itself, okay, and if there's resistance, and throughout the Asia session or the Euro session, and then going to US session, we can definitely look to sell the Bitcoin again, right? So that is that will be the trading plan, right, for the rest of the week for Bitcoin. Right, so thank you so much for watching. That's all I want to share for this midweek market outlook. Right, so stay safe, trade safely, and I will see you again during our weekly trading forecast